Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now July 7th of 2020, and ever since the very end of the Skywalker saga, both Disney and Lucasfilm have been primarily focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of movies, as well as the new Star Wars universe in general that is really going to fulfill this brand new mythology that Bob Chapek and Bob Iger are all ready to establish in this new Star Wars canon material. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that they are now in a position where they really have to push it to the limits to really get the ball rolling again when it comes to Star Wars. And that really is a good thing in a sense, because it's almost as if their failure with The Last Jedi and even with The Rise of Skywalker, on the levels of the box office, of course, is that it has forced them to really kind of push themselves in a more positive route for the Star Wars franchise. And what I mean by that is they really have to start listening to the fans now, in which they are, and they're going to be basing the movies and the TV shows more so on source material, while also at the same exact time doing some original content that we have never seen before in Star Wars Legends, also known as the old expanded universe that George Lucas was connected to. So, the big project that a lot of fans, including myself, have been very excited over is the fourth Star Wars trilogy, also known as the new Star Wars trilogy, that is going to really take a darker turn. Now, initially, before the changes were made, the Game of Thrones, writers David Benioff and D.B. Weiss were a part of this new trilogy before they left. Once they left, Kathleen Kennedy was scrambling for new writers and directors to come on board. That too was undone since her creative control was put to rest, and they're going to be announcing many of the new writers and directors for this new trilogy as we go throughout this year of 2020 and get closer to each and every earnings call by Disney, which is done on a quarterly basis. So, the thing about the fourth trilogy, what's really exciting, is that with both Disney and Lucasfilm now finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are now fully invested with their new Star Wars universe and their new Star Wars trilogy of films that will offer fans a brand new mythology to the Star Wars fandom. Now, it's noted that one of the big projects by Disney right now is the fourth Star Wars trilogy of films that will tap into a darker side of Star Wars in a brand new timeline that the fans have never seen before. It's explained that Kevin Feige is still in the talks with the actor Keanu Reeves to become a part of the new EU, that Keanu Reeves' character is described to be a Sith King if he gets involved with the new Star Wars films. Now, the trilogy is set to establish that Keanu's character will have ties and form an alliance with the character of Abeloth from Star Wars Legends, a powerful Force user in both the light and the dark, and that they aim to be portrayed by Jessica Chastain. The trilogy is aimed to create the most terrifying Star Wars villains in history on film that the fans have never seen before, and that the Sith King that they wanted to be portrayed by Keanu will be one of the most powerful Sith Lords to have lived over in the unknown regions on the world of Exegol. Now, it's described that Disney aims for Keanu Reeves to do his own stunts in the new Star Wars trilogy, and that Jessica Chastain will require tons of intense makeup and CGI work to fulfill the character of Abeloth. Now, they are also going to establish that Keanu's Sith King character will be the first Sith Lord to have pioneered the ability of the Force Storm technique. So let's tap into this, because this is a big deal. This really is going to take Star Wars in a better direction, tapping into the Force, taking Star Wars Legends characters and putting it into the current Disney canon, such as Abeloth. I couldn't ask for anything better. Having these two characters form an alliance sounds like something very unique and something different than what we got in Legends, and kind of like spinning it around a little bit for Disney to do something different, yet kind of staying accurate to the source material at the same exact time. Now, of course, this is all going to take place in a far different timeline than ever before, obviously before the events of the prequel trilogy era. And what I like so much about this is that the Sith King is going to have ties to the world of Exegol that we have seen before in The Rise of Skywalker. The world of Exegol has that Sith throne that once belonged to the Sith King, and that is going to be Keanu Reeves' character once he gets involved with this. Now, about Jessica Chastain, let me just say one thing, is that from her description in Legends, of course, there are different comparisons that you could really go over, but Jessica Chastain can really pull off an intimidating villain if she wants to. Say what you will about X-Men Dark Phoenix, even though I think it was a very poorly written film. It had its highs, but Jessica's acting as the new villain was actually quite intriguing to me, and it really makes you wonder exactly what she can really bring to the Star Wars universe and the Star Wars franchise overall in these new Star Wars movies that are catered to become more so linked to the hardcore Star Wars fans, to enjoy a darker turn for the Star Wars tones that Disney wants to experiment with and see if it works or it doesn't work. And that's great because Disney's now experimenting. They're going to see what works and what doesn't work and continue on forward from that point on. So, like I said before in the past, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.